Hi, it's Miles Red Songbird in New York City. Miles Red Bird Song. You're looking at a picture of the United States flag and the Pointer Sisters projection, Diamond and Silk. They do Logos, the order, reason. That is why I like them, because I do too. Alright, let us begin the video. It's called, Have We All Become Jews? Antichrist. This is what Dr. E. Michael Jones, that's the question he asked. Okay, let's start with Breitbart. Mike Cernovich. There is a new hoax every day with corporate media by Alum Bukhari, 28th of March 2019. Documentary filmmaker Mike Cernovich joined Breitbart News editor-in-chief Alex Marlow on Breitbart News Daily today, where he hoaxed his feature documentary exposing bias and deliberate falsehoods pushed by mainstream media, as well as his efforts to unseal court records in the Jeffrey Epstein case. Let me recommend a video of Mike Cernovich and Stefan Molyneux, who was Aristotle in past life. Their video that they did about Jeffrey Epstein, it's just excellent. It's thorough, and they really make the point that this guy is in with cahoots with very big people. That's why he's gotten off with a wrist slap in the human trafficking instances that he's been involved with. The fake news media hates social media and want to crack down, said Cernovich. They just did a Russia hoax for 2 years. Jussie Smollett, God knows what is even going on in that case, but the media doesn't seem to want to know why charges were just dismissed and the records and everything else were just destroyed. Cernovich added, there is a new hoax every day, it seems. Note, from mainstreaming clues to the marginalized. What it seems is what it is. What it is album by Edwin Birdsong, now transitioned. Words on the album by the Michelle Birdsong. And you are looking at the picture of the cover of the album, what it is. And this is a tiny thumbnail of Sing Birdsong. There is a song on the album, when a newborn baby is born, the world gets one more chance. And that newborn baby will sing Birdsong. He is the projection of Charan Singh, Jesus Christ, 20th century, 1st century. So Sing Birdsong is in effect the projection of Jesus Christ. Photo. This photo is the daughter of Edwin Birdsong, Michelle Birdsong, Robin Birdsong, the author of the children's Moral Tale. Sneezy the Greasy Baby says Abigail. And this picture is at her dad's funeral with singing superstar Stevie Wonder. She said she looked like Stevie Wonder. I said, don't even think that I slept with Stevie Wonder, because I sleep with people I'm married to. I don't know why you look like him, but he's not. He wasn't in my inner sanctum. I can promise you that. And neither was anybody else, not my husband, when I was married to Edwin. mainstreaming clues to the marginalized. Marlowe and Cernovich also discussed how the mainstream media holds the right, including non-journalists, to standards far higher than what they hold themselves to. Here's a great example, said Cernovich. Mehdi Hassan, who's big at Al Jazeera, which is owned by Qatar, and who's now a CNN garden child, he goes around saying, everybody's a bigot, everybody's a homophobe. This guy says some really bad stuff, way worse than Tucker Carlson, way worse than anything conservative media personalities say. Footage recently surfaced of Hassan, who regularly appears on mainstream media channels, comparing non-Muslims to animals, atheists to cattle, and gays to sexual. Yeah, they're guys calling themselves guys who butt fuck call themselves gays, to sexual deviants and pedophiles. Let's examine those charges, comparing non-Muslims to animals, to see how close the world is to accepting 5G without a fight, about to become a part of it like sheep. 5G is planning to override your consciousness connection to the universal unconsciousness, to machines, to artificial intelligence that should be universal consciousness, that not unconsciousness, that would take away your intellectual processes to choose what you pay attention to and what you are then stimulated by, what you feel, and therefore how you are motivated to act versus 5G programmers programming you, programming your mind with pictures they choose to have you associate with. So you will feel what they want you to feel, which will cause you to do what they, the 5G programmers, want you to do. You will lose control of your mind if you let 5G continue to put their towers in place in your neighborhoods and elsewhere. Are we being sheep, animals, going along with the act? Okay, so we are being sheep in that we have let 5G make inroads into our culture by putting up towers. Okay, so that's true. We're being animals, sheep, to let that happen, and they continue to do it. Are we being sheep, animals, going along with the Act of 1871, where Congress, we the people's representatives, made America a corporation and sold it to the Jewish bankers, the Rothschilds, in 1871? Okay, so that's being sheep again, being animals again, letting such a thing as that happen. That's outrageous, because we, the citizens, are accountable for the acts of the corporation. And as you know, America's $20 trillion in debt. America, the corporation, is $20 trillion in debt. If we default on that debt, we, the people, are liable for it. That means we have to work to pay off $20 trillion to the Rothschilds. This is the position we're in. So does that make us animals that we're letting this happen? Okay, now he says we're atheists. Atheist Sam Harris is being mainstreamed. So that's not untrue, what Hassan said, and others are following him. Gays, homosexuals, sodomites who fuck butts and mouths instead of vaginas, honeypots, deviate from nature's order, the natural order of penis inserted in a vagina. Therefore, they are sexual deviants. Hassan charges are all true. Just because Hassan works for state-owned media doesn't mean what he's concluded from what he's observed isn't true. I work for mainstreaming clues to the marginalized, true independent media. My observations, findings have led me to the same readings. My observations and readings have led me to the same conclusion as Hassan, although I would add that Muslims who kill and eat dead animals are just as much animals as non-Muslims are animals who eat dead animals. Meat. Me at what I eat. You are what you eat. Enough said about most the world's human population are not human, but are animals. Human. Heaven, you man. Jesus said to some men, ye are gods. Gods. Odds. Gods are men who are divinely unique individuals, not those walking lockstep off the cliff like lemming. The cliff being homosexuality, pornography, 5G, and the Act of 1851, the treasonous Act of 1871, not 51, 71. Let's read more about that act for your information. The solution is to stop doing evil. Start doing good, true, what's true. Then you have a right and a duty to demand leaders do true moves for the people. Right now they're against the people and for the corporation. Let's repeal the Act of 1871. Let me be the first on the right to say Dr. E. Michael Jones, Owen Benjamin, and Dr. David Dukes are right about the Antichrist Jews being enemies of the Christians. Sarah Silverman, left-wing Jew, said, as regarding Jews killing Christ, I'd do it again. And one of the most popular Jewish so-called comedians, he's not funny to me, in the world, publicly peed on our Savior Jesus Christ. I saw these two Jews, anti-Christians, anti-Americans, on Owen Benjamin videocast. I recommend two videos that I saw on YouTube. One, Owen Benjamin, Ghost of President of United States Ulysses S. Grant, former President of the United States Ulysses S. Grant. His video is entitled, Owen Benjamin Breaks Down Satanic Hollywood. He was a star in Hollywood for 12 years, so if anybody can break it down and explain it to us, he can. Please check out this video. Second video, Have We All Become Jews by Dr. E. Michael Jones on Yanni McQueen YouTube channel. Let me say at the outset, I don't always agree with Dr. Jones, and I say so when I don't agree with him. But on this video, I agree with him. Shout out, thank you to my sister in past life and my spiritual sister this life, Santa's #1 elf, self this life, Shatima, who is so encouraging and helpful to me. She gladdens and strengthens the resolve of my soul. Thank you, Shatima. It's nice to have a friend. Dr. Mike Murdoch, St. Paul, the Apostle, says, you only need one, Congress sold America to the Rothschilds in 1871. The Rothschilds hold the U.S. bond. Okay, the Balfour Declaration. I don't need to read this right now. That's where the British gave a statement that they agree with the Jews getting Palestine. as a homeland. That's the Balfour Declaration they gave to the Rothschilds. www.federaljack.com. Conspiracy is no longer theory. PopeyeRadio.com. The world is a business, and it's run by criminals. The Act of 1871. The United States is a corporation. There are two constitutions. Popeye. Popeye. Eve, I for Y, energy. Eve, I, energy. I, the energy of Eve. That's me. The Lord above, the Father, the Son on high, in heaven, the invisible sky. The Son is the key, because he feeds you and me and gives light to you and me. Since the Act of 1871, which established the District of Columbia, we have been living under the United, in all caps, States Corporation, which is owned by certain international bankers, the Rothschilds, and aristocracy of Europe and Britain. Okay, now let's decode Columbia. Conscious, order, C for conscious, O for order, L for will, U, M for mild, red, B for birdsong, I for Isaacs, which is pleasure, A for Adam. Conscious order. Will you, mild red, birdsong, pleasure, Adam? Indeed I will, because I am Eve, and Adam is my first and true mate, and I am his first and true mate. In 1871, the Congress changed the name of the original Constitution by changing one word, and that was very significant, as you will read. Some people do not understand that one word or two words difference in any legal document do make the critical difference. But Congress has known and does know this. 1871, February 21st, Congress passes an act of law to provide a government for the District of Columbia, also known as the Act of 1871. Okay, district decoded. D for daughter, I is, daughter, I-S is, S-T for saint, T for true, R for her, I for I, C for C, truth, okay? Daughter of the Son is saint, true, is truly a saint. Her eyes see truth, and she sees what's true. She's so clear-minded as a saint that she sees the truth when it presented to her. Columbia. Conscious order, will you, mild red bird song, pleasure, Adam. Like I said before, I will indeed, gladly. Adam, add, dad, man. Add, D-A-D-M-A-N, man. Da, dad, num. District, defense attorney. District attorney, defense attorney. Dad is and the dad is Adam. The district attorney and the defense attorney. Dad, enter, num. Amen. Amen. Okay, so Adam is amen. So, with no constitution, so Congress enacted the Act of 1871 with no constitutional authority to do so. Congress creates a separate form of government for the District of Columbia. Daughter of Sons District. Adam is a district attorney and defense attorney. The Son is a judge, the supreme authority, the highest authority. Do you know anyone higher than the sun in the sky? Neither do I. The Son gave his Son, Jesus Christ, Govinda Singh, highest power on earth. His Son gave his life. The Son is the ghost of the Buddha who gave us enlightenment. By the way, the highest power on earth is the greatest good on earth. The Son, Govinda Singh. Okay, he's the ghost of the Buddha. He's the ghost of Jesus Christ. The Buddha gave us enlightenment. Saint Nicholas, Santa Claus, he is the giver of gifts to the good. And Govinda Singh is the ghost of Saint Valentine, the giver of love to the sweethearts. So he's the greatest good because he's got the most love. It's not how much you know, it's how much you love that matters. The District of Columbia, a 10-mile square parcel of land. See Acts of the 41st Congress, Section 34, Section 3, Chapter 61 and 62. The act, passed when the country was weakened and financially depleted in the aftermath of the Civil War, was a strategic move by foreign interests, international bankers, Rothschilds, who were intent upon gaining a stranglehold on the coffers and neck of America. Congress cut a deal with the international bankers, specifically Rothschilds of London, to incur a debt. Let's decode debt. Doesn't mean the same thing, but let's see the message snuck in the word debt. Daughter, Eve, Buble, true love. Okay, so Buble is Michael Bublé, who is Adam, and Eve is the Michelle Birdsong. Okay. Okay, so to said bankers, Buble, Adam, bank on Eve, her Radhaswami, save us, United States. And small us is Adam and Eve and their family. Okay, so Buble, Adam, is banking on Eve, who is Radhaswami, Lord of her soul, Lord of all the ghosts in her soul, in her body. So he's counting on her to save us. And that's what he sings that in a song. My soul is yours to save. That's what Adam sings in one of his songs as Michael Bublé. Because the bankers, you see, we're talking about layers of truths here. That's why it seems like we're talking about three different things, but the truth is layered. It's complicated, but it's logical, logos, and reasonable. Because the bankers were not about to lend money to a floundering nation without serious stipulations. They devised a way to get their foot in the door of the United States. The Act of 1871 formed a corporation called the United States. The corporation, owned by foreign interests, moved in and shoved the original Constitution into a dustbin. With the Act of 1871, the organic Constitution was defaced, in effect, vandalized and sabotaged when the title was capitalized and the word for was changed to of in the title. Okay, capitalized. The Constitution of the United States of America is the Constitution of the Incorporated United States of America. The organic Constitution of the United States said the Constitution for the United States of America. It operates, this corporation operates in an economic capacity and has been used to fool the people into thinking it governs the republic. It is not. Capitalization is not insignificant. In other words, putting United States of America in all caps is not insignificant when one is referring to a legal document. This seemingly minor alteration has had a major impact on every subsequent generation of Americans. What Congress did by passing the Act of 1871 was create an entirely new document, a constitution for the government of the District of Columbia, an incorporated government district. Saint Her, see truth, see order, see for an open order. Will you, Michelle Birdsong, please Adam? They're asking again. Yes, I will please Adam gladly. Back to this subject of 1871 Act. This newly altered Constitution was not intended to benefit the Republic. It benefits only the corporation of the United States of America and operates entirely outside the original organic Constitution. Instead of having absolute and unalienable rights guaranteed under the organic Constitution, we the people now have relative rights or privileges. One example is a sovereign's right to travel, which has now been transformed under corporate government policy into a privilege that requires citizens to be licensed. In other words, in order to drive, you have to be licensed by the government, by the corporate government. By passing the Act of 1871, Congress committed treason against the people who were sovereign under the grants and decrees of the Declaration of Independence and the organic Constitution. The Act of 1871 became the foundation of all the treason since committed by government officials. Okay, responses to the Act of 1871. The United States is a corporation. There are two constitutions. John Robert Evans on February 14, 2018. February 2nd, 1871, the biggest treason act in history, creating the corporation called the United States. The flag of this foreign entity is the red bar with 3 red stars above on a white background. The Vatican, the Crown, and the wealthy few conspired to rob the nation, the Rothschilds. The organic Constitution was counterfeited, was called the Constitution of the United States, not the Constitution for these United States of America. Unalienable rights became inalienable rights. Articles became amendments. These congressional criminals sold out America into the British bastards Rothschilds that we already kicked off our backs. Through many more acts and frauds, the British Regency attorneys have ushered in statutes and equity. Something. If you want to read the rest of it, just go to the original website that I told you about at the beginning of the video. It's so dense, so packed with truth, you might want to read it, listen to it again and again and again, so you can digest the position we're in, so you can take action to save your souls. This is Mild Red Songbird in New York City. I'll talk to you again when I have more news for you on the Mainstreaming Clues to the Marginalized video.